Potters love fire and flame and smoke, and I love the sort of the dangerous aspect of it, you know, the kind of the thrill of the flame.
The music bed.
Today we're doing a wood fire kiln run. So basically we're firing normal ceramics, or probably stoneware ceramics, in an outdoor wood kiln because it gives a different effect, so you get a kind of ashy glaze on it. So really we're just firing normal ceramics outdoors to get a different appearance.
As CASS has built this, it kind of provides an opportunity for so many people in the kind of local area. Each of these involves, what, 3 or 4 artists putting pots in, so it's already this kind of lovely community that it's creating just in the very process of firing. We're all here together and doing it together.
CASS came over to see us at Westdean, and at that point we were talking about doing a pit firing. That quickly changed into becoming a wood-fired kiln.
It's a social resource kiln that can be used and has been used by artists, and hopefully will be used by artists and lay people alike as a tool for learning and for making work and for learning about historical ceramic processes and being able to achieve the results that those processes allow for. I'm currently making work today which will be fired in the next few days. The wood fire environment, it allows for something called reduction. The flame is travelling through the chamber and you can starve that flame of oxygen. The flame is hungry to find oxygen, and it looks to the glaze and to the clay body to find oxygen molecules. And so you have a chemical reaction between the flame and between the surface of the pot or the sculpture or whatever it is that's in the kiln. And that's a very particular kind of look that's achieved, and that's quite an organic, natural look. Every firing is different. There is an inherent unpredictability to it.
You can't really control what's going to happen, and the actual glazes and elements in the kiln react differently than they would on an electric firing.
I always describe it as it's like nursing a baby. You have to be absolutely, in tune with it. Once you're on a roll with it, after a few years, it gets better and better. Every firing gets better than the previous one. So we started at 8 o'clock this morning with a slow fire, and then we've been building it up. We've now got to about 700 centigrade, at which point there's less risk of causing damage to the pot, so we're ramping up the amount of wood we put in. Later we'll get to about just short of 960, 1000 centigrade, and then we'll start what's called the reduction process.
Because you're firing using wood as the fuel, ash can be stoked up, and the ash will travel through the chamber of the kiln and out the chimney, but on its way it will land onto the work. And at 1300 degrees that ash will then melt and form an ash glaze on the work, which again is a very sort of organic and quite specific kind of aesthetic.
3 things sticking up here are the pyrometric cones, and they are made up of the same kinds of materials as glazes and will bend over at certain temperatures. So in our case here, 1260, 1280 and 1300 centigrade. So when the last cone, when last cone 10 is over, half over for us, we'd be really happy. You have to get all the temperatures right because the clay starts to reduce first and the glaze is much later on. So you kind of have to be aware of all this. It can't be sort of a haphazard guess. You've got to be completely in tune with it. Once you start the reduction process, the temperature starts to drop. So that's like classic for everyone. And that's the challenge, is getting the temperature to rise, but the reduction to be good. So the cones are now starting to tip over. We'll probably just give it another 10 minutes and then we'll close down completely. Put it to bed for the night. Come back in 2 days.
the music bed.